representative of the Chester operations of Scott Paper Company, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Scott Hi-Q. This is the 39th consecutive year that students of Delaware County high schools will test their academic skills in Scott Hi-Q competition. And we at Scott's first and largest tissue paper making facility are proud to be a part of this tradition. Our heritage is rooted in Delaware County, where the Scott brothers went into the business of making paper for household and commercial use at Chester in 1910. Over the years, the Chester plant has grown, contributing to the growth not only of Scott Paper Company, but to the growth of Delaware County as well. My associates and I are proud of the Scott Hi-Q program, which has come to be the oldest continuous academic quiz competition in the United States. We salute you, the contestants, for your search for academic excellence, and we commend your advisors and school administrators for their support.
Good afternoon and welcome to Ridley Senior High School. It's a pleasure for us this afternoon to host the Scott's Hi-Q competition and to welcome the visiting teams from Radnor High School and Monsignor High School. We also extend a warm welcome to visiting parents, teachers, and administrators. It's a pleasure to have you here this afternoon. We're particularly proud of the work that Scott Paper has done over the years, and it's my understanding that this is the 39th year of their sponsorship of the Scott's Hi-Q program. It is indeed a tribute to the company and one that the community appreciates very much. To introduce our program this afternoon, it's my pleasure to welcome and to present to you a graduate of what was then Ridley Township High School, Mrs. Gertrude Kennedy, who is an administrator in the finishing department at Scott Paper. Mrs. Kennedy.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today at Ridley and to welcome Scott's Hi-Q. Scott Paper Company has sponsored this program for the past 39 years because Hi-Q is believed to encourage academic achievement, good sportsmanship, and initiative. Hi-Q is important to Scots because it is a commitment for quality education, which includes grants to universities and colleges, also scholarships and cash funds, and financial assistance to employees' children. Scott's also sponsors Hi-Q in our plant communities in Mobile, Alabama, Arkansas, Maine, Washington, and Wisconsin. We are grateful for the community here in Delaware County for continuing to support our meaningful partnership. We hope that you will find today's competition exciting and challenging. Please now join me in welcoming Scott's Hi-Q Quizmaster, Tom McCarthy.
Thank you, Mrs. Kennedy, and thank you, Mr. Del Vescova. Welcome, Ridley High School, to Scott's Hi-Q program. This is how it works. 21 schools in Delaware County compete. Each team hosts one contest in its school and plays 2 games away. The 3 teams with the highest cumulative scores at the end of the first series compete in a championship series of 3 contests to determine first, second, and third place champions. These finalist teams win cash awards for the schools of $1,500, $750, and $500 for use in scholastic programs. Team members and their faculty advisors also receive individual awards. Now, the questions are prepared in 12 categories by educators throughout the country who are experts in their field, and they try to make the questions equally challenging. Just a few minutes ago, each team drew a sealed envelope containing a colored card which corresponds to a set of questions. This random drawing eliminates the possibility of anyone knowing beforehand which questions a team will receive. And this is how the points are awarded. In a regular category, each team has 15 seconds and 4 chances to answer. A correct answer on the first try is worth 4 points. Each time an incorrect answer is given, the question is worth 1 less point. If the team misses it entirely, either of the other 2 teams can gain 1 point with a correct answer. And we'll explain scoring in other areas later on. Midway through the contest, there will be a 90-second period to permit teams and faculty advisors to complete strategic changes agreed to prior to the competition. And immediately after the contest, there is a 5-minute consultation period for team members and faculty advisors. No one else is permitted on stage during that time. Now we're going to ask the team members to introduce themselves from the visiting schools of Radnor and Monsignor Bonner. Radnor, would you introduce yourselves first, please?
Mike Sherkin, Jim Clark,
Andy Irwin.
John Fauché, and from your left to my left, we have our faculty advisor, Carolyn Sherman, Stuart Finkel, Greg Singer, Scott Watson, Paul Gazzaro, and our other faculty advisor, Fran Finkel.
A nice warm welcome for Radnor High School, if you would, audience.
We got 2 advisors. Unfair.
In the middle of our stage, we have Monsignor Bonner. Would you introduce yourselves, please?
Maurice Cashman, Hamid Basiri, Michael Lewandowski, Rich Mulhern, and behind us we have Marty Cormican, Charlie Martini, Joe Hoban, Jolton Joe Garrity, and our illustrious moderator, Bonner's own Renaissance man, Mr. Red Griffith.
A nice warm welcome again, if you would, for Monsignor Bonner and the Iceman. Of course, we do have one other team up here this afternoon with us, which needs no introduction, but let's have them do it. Anyway, Ridley, tell them who you are.
Janice Panko.
Paul Pazdowski.
Jeannie Franz.
Susan McDonald.
And behind me are Paul Hadavis, Christine Pisano, Angela Wilbanks, Lori Hull, and our beloved advisor, Mr. Ray.
That's the home team. Let's hear it. Before we begin the competition, we are going to ask for your cooperation, audience. All of the contestants need to concentrate on the answers being given, even if the question is being directed to another team. So there must be absolute silence during every answer period. And please don't penalize a team by giving answers out loud. They appreciate your enthusiasm and your applause. But if you would, hold back on those answers. Now, if the advisors and supporting team members would return to their seats at this point. Audience, I'd like to introduce one more person this afternoon. She is to my immediate left, and she is Mrs. Virginia Beaumont. She is our Scott Hi-Q coordinator and producer today. Today's engineer also is Mr. Robert Wilkinson. The teams have made their way off stage, so let's begin the contest with the first question going to the home team of Ridley High School, and that first question will be in the category of current events. Ridley High School, here's the first question. An 8-inch plaster model believed to have been used by Michelangelo has been discovered after having been lost for nearly 300 years. The torso was used as a model by Michelangelo for the monumental statue in Florence that is among the world's most famous works of art. Name this sculpture.
David.
Correct answer. David, yes. Monsignor Bonner High School in current events, the integrity of the newly elected governor of this state is under fire. Governor Bill Clements admitted approving illicit payments to football players when he was chairman of the Board of Governors at Southern Methodist University. Give or name the state which Clements governs.
Texas.
Correct answer. Worth 4 points, yes. Radnor High School, here's your question in current events. For most of its first century, this sport was strictly an American pastime. It has now become international, however, and the first World Championship took place last week at the Hoosier Dome. Name this sport. Ten seconds, 4 chances. Radnor?
Baseball.
No?
Football.
No?
Checkers.
One answer, please. Let me have one answer. You got under the wire.
Basketball.
Bowling. One answer, please.
Bowling.
No? All right. First team to buzz in was Monsignor Bonner.
Basketball.
No? Moving over to Ridley. You want to give me an answer, Ridley?
Indoor lacrosse.
No, we had indoor track and field was the correct answer. Indoor track and field. All right, Ridley. We stay with you. However, audience, we are going to change the categories. Ridley High School. In American history this time, here's the question. Following World War II, America wanted to return to a normal peacetime existence. However, the invasion by communist Chinese forces into this Asian country brought the U.S. into another war in the early 1950s. Name the country over which this war was fought.
Korea.
Correct answer. Yes, Korea. Monsignor Bonner, in American history, in 1959, then Vice President Richard Nixon scored valuable publicity points for his eventual run for the presidency when he challenged Soviet Premier Khrushchev on the nature of free government when both of them were visiting an American exhibition. This came to be known as the kitchen debate, since it occurred in a model home kitchen at this exhibit. In what city did this confrontation happen? Ten seconds, Bonner. You have 4 chances.
Anaheim?
No?
Washington?
No?
Glassboro?
Repeat it.
Glassboro?
No? First team to buzz in is Radnor. Give me an answer,
New
Radnor.
York City.
No? Ridley, you want to take a crack at it? Go ahead.
Moscow.
Yes, correct answer. Moving over to Radnor High School. Radnor, it's American history. That's the category. Here's the question. In 1957, President Eisenhower was forced to call in federal troops to help black students attend a previously all-white high school in this city. This followed a challenge by the governor of Arkansas, who called out his National Guard to prevent those same students from enrolling. Give the name of the city in which this took place.
Little Rock?
Correct answer. Yes, 4 points for Radnor High School. Coming back to Ridley, however, again, we changed the categories, audience. This time it's biology. Ridley High School. Here's the question. One of the first persons to theorize about changes in organisms over several generations lived in the mid-19th century. He suggested that the environment, or an organism's surroundings, permitted only the best varieties of a species to survive in each generation. What is his last name?
Levine.
No?
Darwin.
Yes, correct answer in the second tie. Worth 3 points. Darwin. Monsignor Bonner High School in biology. One of the first persons to theorize about evolution was a Dutch botanist in the early 20th century. He suggested that change by mutation was the basis for evolution. What is his last name?
Lamarck?
No? 10 seconds, 3 chances still left on the board. Oh, Radnor, you were too quick on the buzzer. We'll have to take Ridley. Ridley, give me an answer, Ridley.
Mendel.
No, we will now move back to Radnor. Radnor, give me an answer.
Lemming.
No, we were looking for De Vries. De Vries. You go De Vries. All right, Radnor High School, we stay with you. We're still in biology. This is your question for the next 15 seconds. Here's the question. Many antibiotics are available to assist the physician of today in the treatment of disease. The first antibiotic was discovered in 1929 by a Scottish scientist. State the last name of this person.
Fleming?
Yes, correct answer, worth 4. Fleming Alexander. Audience, we now come to a toss-up question. Now, the first team to push its buzzer answers first. 4 points for a correct answer. If it's incorrect, the remaining teams may try to answer by signaling with their buzzers. Now, teams on stage, you may press your buzzer at any time, even during the reading of the question, if you so desire. This first toss-up is in sports. It's directed to all 3 teams. Here's the question. What is another name given to an American football field? Radnor, first to buzz in.
The gridiron?
You got it. Gridiron, 4 points, yes. Coming back to our home team, Ridley High School. However, once again, we changed the category, audience. This time it's American literature. Ridley, here's the question. In The Scarlet Letter, we meet a man who is haunted by his sin, yet cannot bring himself to confess it until much later in his life. Give me the last name of this character.
Dimsdale.
Yes, correct answer. The Reverend Arthur. Monsignor Bonner High School in American Literature. In Twain's Huckleberry Finn, give the last name of the family at whose farm the Negro Jim is confined until time can come home to rescue.
Watson?
No?
Douglas?
No? Still have 10 seconds, 2 chances.
Jones.
No?
Smith.
I knew that was next. No. No other team wants to buzz in? Go ahead, Ridley. Give me an answer.
Grangerfields?
No? Go ahead, Radnor.
Burger.
No. The correct answer we were looking for is Phelps. Phelps was the correct answer. All right, Radnor High School. It is still American literature, Radnor. Here's your question for the next 15 seconds. In The Great Gatsby, we meet the narrator's second cousin, a young woman who is unhappy in her marriage, even though she has all the material possessions she could want. Give me the last name of this poor little rich girl. Ten seconds, 4 chances.
Caraway.
No?
Miller.
No.
Jones.
No?
Burger.
No. Ridley, first to buzz in.
Buchanan?
Buchanan is the correct answer. Worth a point. Vocabulary is now the category. Audience teams on stage. Each team has a copy of that question. One answer per team. No bonus points in this one. And I will tell you when to open the envelope. Ridley, if you now would open your envelope in vocabulary. And this is your question. Aperture. An aperture in the garden hedge is a visitor, a flower, a dead branch, an opening.
An opening.
Correct answer. 4 points. Yes. Monsignor Bonner, in vocabulary, would you now open that envelope, please? And this will be your question. Lethargic. The young woman who is lethargic is critically ill, abnormally drowsy, abnormally fat, very glamorous.
Abnormally drowsy.
Yes, correct answer. Indeed. Radnor, would you now open that envelope in vocabulary, please? And this will be your question. Hostel. A hostel can be an enemy, a lodging, a church ceremony, a native dance.
A lodging.
Correct answer. Across the board. 4 points going to Radnor. Yes. Coming back to our home team, Ridley High School, in art history this time. Ridley, here's the question. One of the oldest wooden buildings in existence is a Buddhist temple in Japan. At the time of its construction, the site was the capital city of Japan. Give the name of this city, which is also the name of the Japanese cultural period in existence from 538 to 645.
Shu.
No?
Hainan.
No? 2 chances left. You have 5 seconds remaining. Time is up. Radnor first to buzz in. Give me an answer, Radnor.
Nara.
No? Monsignor Bonner, no. The answer we were looking for is the Asuka period. All right, Bonner High School. Monsignor Bonner, in art history, this will be your question for the next 15 seconds. Recently, archaeologists uncovered some 2,000-year-old graves that contain many pieces of beautiful gold jewelry. However, the styles of the objects were representative of a number of different cultures, including Indian, Chinese, Mesopotamian, and Roman. Name the country where these archaeological discovery was made in 1977.
Egypt.
No?
Syria.
No?
Japan.
No?
Israel.
No. We will wait until the time has elapsed. It has. First team to buzz in, Ridley.
Afghanistan.
Correct answer, Afghanistan. Okay, Radnor High School, this is your question in art history for the next 15 seconds. The 16th century Osaka Castle in Japan has curved roofs and a symmetrical arrangement of the architectural features of the building. Name the country whose building designs influenced the design of the Japanese Osaka Castle.
China.
Correct answer. 4 points going to Radnor. China. All right, we're going to take a look at our scoreboard at this point in the contest, audience. As you can see, we have Monsignor Bonner 8 points, Radnor with 20 points, and Ridley High School with 22 points. Substitution time, teams. With one half the contest completed, we are going to have a 90-second interval right here while the teams are discussing their strategy and implementing contestant changes. We want you to know a little bit more about the schools up here today. Radnor High School is a small public high school with 1,100 students in grades 9 through 12. The quality of Radnor's academic program is reflected in the fact that over The past 5 years, 53 of the most highly competitive colleges in the United States have extended over 1,000 offers of admission to Radnor graduates. The Hi-Q students from Radnor's last 3 winning teams are currently attending Penn State, Smith, University of Michigan, University of Pennsylvania, Amherst, Cornell, Stanford, Yale, and Harvard. Radnor High School is proud of all of them. Monsignor Bonner High School has been providing quality Catholic education for young men in Delaware County since 1953. Their curriculum includes 8 advanced placement courses and a mathematics program that produces the highest mean SAT math courses or scores in the Archdiocese school system. Bonner graduates have succeeded in developing their talents in many fields. 2 examples are John Cappelletti, the only Delaware Valley athlete to win the Heisman Trophy, and John Roney, who starred in the television movie Barnum. Ridley High School, comprised of 1,300 students in grades 10 through 12, offers a comprehensive study in college preparatory business, VOTEC, automotive, industrial, practical, and fine arts programs. Ridley graduates have been recipients of the McCabe and National Merit Scholarships and have attended some of the country's most academically challenging colleges and universities. The school's theatrical, literary, musical, and athletic programs afford students a wide range of extracurricular activities. In 1983, Ridley captured 3rd place in Scott's Hi-Q finals. This year's Hi-Q team reflects the fine academic tradition at Ridley High School. All right, we have made some substitutions. Some of the teams have changed a bit. We are going back now to the regular categories. The first one is in team choice, audience. Now, in this category, the time limits are 1 full minute for mathematics and 15 seconds each for literature and American history. Each team chose that subject before the contest. The questions are worth 4 points, 1 answer per team. If answered incorrectly the first time, the question is then worth 2 points to the other teams. Now remember, teams, if I rule the original team's answer is wrong, you can buzz in any time during the rest of the answer period or at the sound of the time limit buzzer. Ridley High School, you have decided to go in mathematics. You will have 1 full minute in which to give me 1 answer. All 3 teams open that envelope now in math and in algebra. Ridley, here's the question. The Richards Manufacturing Company has a boss and 5 workers assembling microchips. Each of the workers assembles 6 microchips per day. The boss assembles 10 more than the average of all 6 of them. How many microchips does the boss assemble each day? You have 60 seconds, Ridley. Thirty seconds. You still have 1/2 of a minute remaining, Ridley, on the clock to give me 1 answer. Fifteen seconds, Ridley.
15.
No? That's incorrect. We still have a couple of seconds remaining.
16.
Buzz in, please. Go ahead, Bonner. Give me an answer.
46.
No? Radnor, you want to give me an answer? Go
15.
ahead. Repeat.
15.
No? We had 18 was the correct answer. 18 was the correct answer. All right, Monsignor Bonner, in the middle of our stage, the team choice you have decided to go in is American history, Bonner. You will have 15 seconds in which to give me 1 answer. Here's the question. In the late 1800s, some newspapers, anxious to fan the flames of war between the U.S. and Spain, sent reporters and artists to Cuba to report and highlight the barbarities of the Spanish master. This type of reporting was called a certain type of press. What kind of press was this called?
Yellow journalism.
Yes, correct answer. Yes. Worth 4 points, going up for Monsignor Bonner. All right, Radnor High School, move over to you. Radnor, in literature, you have 15 seconds in which to give me 1 answer. Here's the question, Radnor. Virginia Woolf described the novel Middlemarch as one of the few English novels written for grown-up people. Give me the last name of the author of Middlemarch.
Eliot.
Correct answer, yes. George Eliot or Mary Ann Evans. All right, coming back to Ridley High School. Ridley, we changed the categories once again in physical science and in physics. Here's the question. Identify the basic electrical unit of current in the MKS system. 5 seconds.
Watt.
No?
Volt.
No?
Ohm.
Brett? Repeat.
Ohm.
No? Incorrect. And Radnor is the first to buzz in. Give me an answer, Radnor.
Ampere.
Repeat.
Ampere.
Yes. Ampere is the correct answer. All right. Bonner High School in the middle of our stage in physics. Here's the question for you for the next 15 seconds. The force required to accelerate 1 kilogram of mass at the rate of 1 meter per second represents the unit of force in the MKS system. What is this unit?
1 Newton.
Yes, correct answer. Newton. Radnor High School in physical science and in physics. What is the MKS unit of electrical resistance?
The ohm.
Yes, correct answer. The ohm, worth 4 points. Coming back to our home team, Ridley High School. Again, we changed the categories, audience. This time it's American government. Ridley, here's the question. The growth of U.S. corporations in other countries has had a direct impact on the direction of U.S. foreign and military policy. These corporations, for example, the major oil companies, have expanded beyond this country and have investments overseas. They have a global perspective in that the management of these corporations make decisions based on worldwide alternatives. Give me the name used to describe this type of corporation.
International.
No? Still have 3 chances, 10 seconds.
Worldwide.
No. Time is up. First school to buzz in. Radnor?
Transnational.
No. Moving over to Monsignor Bonner.
Multinational.
Multinational is the correct answer, yes. And that's a pickup point. Okay, Monsignor Bonner, we stay with you. We are still in American government. This is your question. American foreign policy officials use this 2-word term to describe a group of underdeveloped nations, especially in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, that are not aligned with either the communist or capitalist blocs of countries. Give me this term.
Third world.
Correct answer. Worth 4 points, Bonner. Yes. Third world. Moving over to Radnor High School in American government, Radnor. This term is used in foreign policy discussions to describe the relaxation of strained relations or tensions between countries. For example, President Nixon began a policy of this type toward the Soviet Union during his presidency. Give me the word to describe this.
Détente.
Correct answer. Détente, yes. All right, coming back to Ridley High School. Ridley, we are now moving into the realm of Mr. Shakespeare. Here is the first question in that category. In Hamlet, near the end of the play, what is the name of the character who Hamlet prophesizes will be the next king of Denmark?
Horatio.
No?
Fortinbras.
Yes, correct answer on the second try. That's worth 3 points. Monsignor Bonner High School in Shakespeare, here's your question. In Twelfth Night, name the character whom Malvolio mistakenly believes to be in love with him.
Olivia.
Yes, correct answer. Olivia. Radnor High School in Shakespeare, this is your question. In The Taming of the Shrew, what is the real name of the character who assumes the name of Licio?
Hortensio.
That's a correct answer, yes. Hortensio. Thought you were going to say burger there for a minute. All right, Ridley High School, coming back to you. In world history this time, Ridley, that's the category. Here's the question. In 480 B.C., after the invading Persian army broke into Athens, this Athenian general, by a trick, lured the Persian navy into narrow waters, where it was destroyed by the more maneuverable Greek ships. Thus was Athens saved by her navy, her wall of wood, after her walls of stone were destroyed. Name this Athenian general who saved Athens from the Persians.
Peristocles.
Repeat?
Peristocles.
No?
Demosthenes.
No? Oh, that is right. I'm sorry. Themistocles, yes. Correct answer on the second try, and that's worth 3 points. Yes. It was Themistocles or Jones. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, Monsignor Bonner High School. In the middle of our stage, it's still world history. This is your question. This king of the barbaric Greek kingdom of Macedonia united the Greek cities by force and dreamed of invading Persia. His dreams were ended when he was murdered under mysterious circumstances, but his son Alexander the Great completed the project. Name this fierce, one-eyed warrior king from Macedonia who first united the quarreling Greek cities.
Philip.
Yes, correct answer. Philip of Macedonia. Radnor High School, moving over to you in world history, Radnor. This is your question. When Alexander the Great died suddenly in 323 B.C., one of his generals stole his body and took it to Egypt, where he proclaimed himself pharaoh and founded a kingdom. Name this general.
Ptolemy.
Yes, correct answer. Ptolemy. All right. Another toss-up question, audience. This time it's mathematics, and there is a 1-minute time limit, and each team has a copy of that question. Teams will use their buzzer to signal for the opportunity to answer. This is the final toss-up question. It's also the last question in today's contest. It's worth 4 points, and again, teams, you may press your buzzer at any time. All three teams, open that envelope, if you would, in mathematics and in geometry. Here's the question. In the figure below, line segment AOB is a diameter of a circle with center at O and has length 5. If C is on the circle, go ahead, Radnor.
4.
Whew, you're correct, yes. I'll finish out that question, Radnor. If C is on the circle and not equal to A or B, and if AC is 3 units long, how long is BC? Certainly Radnor had the correct answer with 4 units long. All right, I would like to remind the audience that only the faculty advisors and the contestants are permitted on stage during the 5-minute consultation period. And now, the results of today's contest, as you can see. We had Ridley, 28 points, Monsignor Bonner, 29. The winner of today's meet, Radnor High School, with 45 points. Congratulations to all three teams. Remember, audience, that each team's final standing is based on the cumulative score of all three of its contests. And on behalf of Scott Paper Company, thank you. Thank you for watching Scott Hi-Q. Hi-Q competition can be viewed on this channel at 6:30 p.m. each Monday through Thursday until the season is completed in April. We hope you and your family will become regular viewers of this entertaining and educational show. Scott Paper Company, Chester Operations, is proud to sponsor Hi-Q, and we hope you enjoy viewing the competition as much as we are pleased to bring it to you. We are interested, however, in your comments and opinions about this program. So please, if you would, write to Scott Hi-Q, Scott Paper Company, Chester Operations, Chester, Pennsylvania, 19013.